So the bottom line is really, it is a department approach. It cannot be individual faculty approach. Yeah, so what are the strategies? What are the drivers of successful change? And so forth. The whole report is online, so you can go and download the report. Yeah. So this was just sent to me by Edcon. Okay, let's start today's session. Today is going to be quite an active session. So we just did the first one. Millie? So any one of you would like to just give any comments on what Chiwai has just said? Any comments in all the questions you asked? Did he answer it satisfactory? Okay, or you want to have additional comments? No? Anything? What they have? No? Okay. Then we go on to what the day's morning program is, and that's design thinking and social innovation. Okay, design thinking. It's part of design implement exercises that we do, part of the standard 5, which asks us to implement 2 or more design implement experiences. Okay, so that's to get them to have a big project. So we did that. We did in the first year, we had introduction to engineering, where they had some projects and they did conceive, design, implement. Then second year, they had a more complex, more technical focused subject where they did a bit more conceive, design. And then the third year, they actually built, from scratch things. Right? But after we did this, we said, hey, we want more from our students. We just don't want them to be applying. We want them to not only know how to make things, but we want also to focus on creativity, on innovation. Right? So how do we encourage this to happen? Okay. So with that, we decided on design thinking. Okay? And design thinking focuses on what to make, why we're making this, and for who. And this is really to strengthen the C and D. Because all this while we know our students and our staff have been focusing on I and the O. Okay. So what is design thinking? It actually came out from this guy called Tim Brown, who's the CEO of IDEO. Have you ever heard of IDEO? Yes, right? It was that very big company who does design. I think your mouse came from IDEO, if not mistaken. Yeah. So design thinking. He says design thinking is a human-centered approach. Human-centered approach to innovation that draws from the designer's toolkit that looks at the needs of people. The focus is on the needs of people, the possibility of technology, and also business. Okay, so in diagrammatic form, it looks like that. So we look at the desirability of the product or the process that you are coming up with, the human element, the viability, which is the business element, and the feasibility, which is technology element. And if you can meet all these 3, that's where it says innovation happens. The product or process that you come up with must be wanted, right? Human element. Must be able to sell, business element, and must be feasible technologically. That's where innovation happens. Okay? So, let me give you this question. If you were be asked to design a storage for children's toys, for children to store their toys, okay, what would it look like? So you are a designer now and you're saying, come up with a storage for children. A book, a box, yes, a huge box, yes. Anyone else, a different idea? Colorful box, yes, we have a colorful box, yeah, and so forth, right?
Have some sound, music.
Yes, music. So they like to open it and hear the music. Very good. Yes.
Cushion.
Sorry?
Cushion for safety.
Sorry?
Cushion.
Cushion. Yes. So it's like safety, right? It's soft and won't hurt them. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Okay. So what they did was this designer was given this. I think it's from IDEO, and he says, let's first look at what children do. Okay. Do you all recognize this? If you all have children or nieces or nephews, have you seen that? Yeah. Inevitably, one of them will end up under the table. I have four. I have 4 kids. Okay. One of them will end up under the table. Right. So there you go. So he said, okay, if that's what children like to do, let me also try to understand and see it from the children's perspective. Okay. So he ended up under the table too. So yes, most of us will come up with something like that, a box that the children can easily put in things. I think the cushion should be a good idea there, and so forth, right? Something that's safe for the children, colorful, attractive. Right? But this designer didn't do that. He came up with something like that. What's that? How does this act as a storage? Okay. Sorry?
Something like Lego, you can build it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay. So what is it? Ah. So okay. Right. What do you think? For children. Yes. So look at the jump. Okay, so we're here and the children, I think my kids will love it, okay, I got my toy, just put it there and it sticks there, and I keep my stuff there, yeah, because half my time I'm under the table. So look at that. So what we're looking at now is looking at the individual, human-centered, the user, what we call the user. Okay, this is from the adult's perspective. Okay, everything needs put inside there. But maybe from the child's perspective, this is something they would like. Right? How to know? How to know whether the kid prefer this or this? Experiment, yes. What we call user co-creation. So that's one of the process. We prototype, what we call quick prototype, and we get the user to tell us, is this what you want or not? Okay? So that's what design thinking is all about. It looks at what we call empathy. Empathy looks at the user and what the user's needs and wants are. Okay, so it's very human-centric. It tries to ask, what's the right problem to solve? Okay, it tries to reframe concepts, test assumptions, challenge the assumptions that we have as adults. For example, when I told you yesterday about our students, this new generation of students coming to us, year in, year out, we get new and new students, younger and younger, and we're getting older and older. Are their perspective and our perspective the same? Or do we need to reframe what education is all about for this younger generation? Okay, and we try to push creativity. Okay, so there's ideation, and what we call prototype is quick and dirty prototype. Okay, it's not spending $300, but spending just $2, $3, $5 on the prototype. So with SP, we came up with our own framework, which we put our students through. First, the sense and sensibility when we prepare the mind. Because we feel that our students, after 10 years of education, come to us with very fixed mindsets. So we need to break them out so that they start to be creative. Okay? And then we get them to study their user. Go out, interview, observe. Come back with insights. What are the users' wants, needs, likes, preferences? And then only we start to say, this is their need, and we start to ideate. Okay? And remember the prototype? You get user feedback to test and improve what you come up with. I think one of our engineering cluster directors, he's in charge of giving us money for our final year project. And he told us, I want you all to go into this, build prototypes quick and dirty. Because if you were going to use $500 to build a project, and at the end of it all, no one wants it, it's a waste of money. So build a quick and dirty prototype, $5, get your user feedback, etc. Then will you go and build a $500 idea. Design thinking is taking very much off in Singapore, taking off very much in Singapore. Our new university, fourth university, Singapore University of Technology and Design, I don't know whether you've heard of that. It's offering degrees in architecture and sustainable design, engineering product design, engineering systems and system design, information engineering. A lot of design. All their courses have design in it. Okay, the design keeps appearing for a reason. Okay, design is going to be infused and stressed in all courses. This is from Menanti. Menanti is the president. Yeah. He's saying with training in design thinking, an engineer, architect will be able to bring together his creativity, his imagination, and technical knowledge to create product systems that satisfy human needs. Okay, so in Singapore, this university is going to focus very much on design. And there are many universities around the world also teaching design thinking. Stanford, D School, UCLA, Imperial College, Institute of Illinois Technology, Toronto, Royal College of the Art, ESET, and so forth. In fact, we have relationships, or how do we call it? We have a center set up in our polytechnic by Cincinnati and also by Toronto. We have two centers set up. Our Economic Strategy Committee, these guys are important because they chart the path for Singapore's economy. Okay? And it's led by our now Deputy Prime Minister, right? Taman. Yeah. So he's leading this committee. Their report in 2010 was to emphasize design-driven innovation in Singapore, to instill design thinking in our workforce. Okay, so we want to introduce more design thinking programs and modules at local institutions and leading foreign design institutions. And this is to intensify the collaboration on design innovation. So to us in Singapore, this is a really important move, and we were happy to note that we adopted design thinking before this report came out. So we were quite forefront before these guys came to it. Okay, now there's going to be some activity where we'll go through the design thinking process together. Okay, so I need you all to have a piece of paper, blank paper. I need you to find a partner. Find a partner, 2 persons. Okay, you got partners? Do you have a paper? There's 1 person there. Two. Your partner? Okay, you got 2 partners there? Okay, good.
It's maybe 3 partners?
You can, but we have 1 person there, then you might want to, yeah. Okay, your project is, I call it a communication project. You know, communication, we all have a handphone, right? Most of us, or all of us do. So start out with tin cans, communication, then you have your telegraph, and then your first handphone by Alexander Graham Bell, and then after that you have your long distance call, and then you have your dial, and then you have your push button, right? Then it's this mobile, the first mobile, have you seen it really big and chunky like a shoe? And then now you have your very slim, nice mobile, now you have your voice, VoIP, and so forth, right? So, what's next? The communication devices. Okay, first thing, by yourself, individually, for 3 minutes, draw what do you think will be next. What will be the next communication device you will design? Okay, what do you think will be next? What look like? What do you think?
Không có giải thích được.
Individual. Individual.
Individual.
Individually first. What do you think that communication is down to? Don't worry about that until after tea break. That's part of the exercise after tea break. But I think Linda doesn't want me to go home without your attendance. So please sign your attendance. Yeah. If it's going round now. Second one is the evaluation of the 2-day program of yesterday and today. Yeah. So yeah. Otherwise I can't get on the plane.